Welcome to the Yum Yum Yogi. Today we will be making a simple but delicious yeast bread. This is on special request by many of you, so here it is. Enjoy. The one thing I would encourage all my viewers to make at home is bread, because store-bought bread has a lot of additives. This is so easy to make and tastes divine. Look how gorgeous it looks. Let's get started while reflecting on this thought. Like a spiritual flower, I am fragrant with all virtues. I bring beauty to the world with my spirituality. For this recipe, I'm using chapati flour. If you don't have chapati flour, you can use whole wheat flour. Take 3 cups of chapati flour, a cup and a half of all-purpose flour, and a cup and a half of bread flour. If you don't have bread flour, then you can use all-purpose flour. Take 2.5 cups of water, lukewarm. See, it's lukewarm. And to that, we add about 1/3 cup of maple syrup, about 1/4 cup of oil, 1 tablespoon of yeast, this is regular yeast, and 2 teaspoons of salt. This makes 2 loaves. So to the lukewarm water, let's add the yeast and the sweetener. It can be any kind of sweetener. You can use honey if you don't have maple syrup, or sugar. Mix till the yeast dissolves and set it aside. We are going to use a regular mixer to knead the dough. If you don't have a regular mixer, don't worry, you would just need to knead it by hand. It's not very hard. Now add all of the flours to the bowl of the mixer. Add the 2 teaspoons of salt, the oil, and the dissolved yeast water mixture. Hook it up to the mixer and knead for about 5 minutes with a dough hook. If you don't have a mixer, like I said, you can knead it with the hand. And if you're kneading it by hand, then you would need to knead for about 10 minutes. So this is how it looks after 5 minutes of kneading. It separates from the sides of the bowl. The dough has to be a little wet, not too sticky, not too soft, not too wet. See, that's how it should look. Now cover it with a towel and let it rise for about an hour in a warm place. Grease 2 bread pans. Set them aside. See, after an hour, that's how the dough looks. It's risen double in size. Take it onto a work surface. Cut it into half because we're going to make 2 loaves. Now, at this point, you don't need any kneading. You just need to roll it into a log. And I just eye it, see? Roll it into a log. The ends shouldn't be too thin. The middle shouldn't be too thick. Just adjust it so that it's evenly distributed and fits snug into the bread pan. Transfer it to a bread pan. You would make 2 of those and let it rise for about an hour and a half this time. Cover it with a towel in a warm place, and after an hour and a half, almost triple in size. That's how it should look. At some point, you would need to preheat the oven. I preheat the oven to a slightly higher temperature, reduce the temperature to 365 Fahrenheit, and bake for about 45 minutes. And once it's out of the oven, it looks like that. It's a nice hearty crust. Transfer it to wire racks to cool for about 30 minutes before cutting it. And this bread is so delicious. Some people have commented here that they can eat a whole loaf all by themselves. It's really delicious. See how good it looks, how soft it is, and how bready it looks inside. It's so simple to make. You saw how simple it is to make, so definitely make this at home for you and for your loved ones. Before we do anything else, remember, my dear viewers, like a spiritual flower, I am fragrant with all virtues. I bring beauty to the world with my spirituality.